Everyone wants to succeed. Everyone wants the life, the money, the respect, the freedom, the power. But when you look around, only a small percentage of people actually rise. Only a handful break through. Only a few ever become unstoppable. Why? Because the truth is painful. Success isn't about knowing what to do. It's about having a heart to do what most people won't. You can walk into any bookstore and find 1,000 books telling you how to change your life. You can watch videos, buy courses, listen to podcasts, fill notebooks with plans and strategies. Information has never been a problem. Execution is. People don't fail because they don't know what it takes. People fail because they don't have the discipline to do what it takes. You can tell a man exactly how to transform his body, his finances, his mind, but none of it matters if he won't get up when it's time to rise. There's a massive difference between the person who wakes up at 3 a.m. to build an extraordinary life and the person who drags themselves out of bed just in time to survive the day. Both know what they should do. Only one has the heart to do it. Discipline isn't a product you can buy. Drive isn't something someone can hand you. Effort isn't sold at Walmart. You can't click add to cart and suddenly become the person you want to be. Everything you want starts the moment you stop waiting for motivation and start demanding greatness from yourself. And here's the part most people never understand. The way you start your day determines the direction of your life. Most people wake up and hand over control of their mood, their energy, their decisions to whatever happens first in the morning. They let the first person they see shape their entire day. They let one comment, one inconvenience, one distraction decide their mindset. Not you. You set the tone for your day. You decide your emotions, your execution, your energy. You choose your thoughts. And what you think about consistently becomes your reality. People say, my day was bad, but the truth is the day didn't choose that, they did. Success is not complicated, but it is demanding. You must become someone mentally harder than your excuses, someone more disciplined than your emotions, someone more committed than your comfort. Every morning, look in the mirror and ask yourself, how sharp is my discipline today? Because discipline is a blade, a weapon, and the world will test its edge every single day. Every distraction is an attack. Every moment of weakness is corrosion. Every excuse is rust. If you want to look at yourself and say, that is a dangerous human right there, then you must conduct yourself like the highest version of yourself long before you feel like that person. You don't think your way into greatness. You behave your way into greatness. You act disciplined before you feel disciplined. You act confident before you feel confident. You act powerful before you believe you're powerful. And over time, your actions carve your character the same way hammer strikes shape a blade. Every rep, every sacrifice, every early morning, every late night, they forge you into someone the old you can never recognize. But here's the part that breaks most people. Change never feels comfortable. It never has. It never will. You want to become someone new? You want to build discipline? You want to build a mindset capable of conquering anything? Then you must learn to override your own mind. Your mind will scream at you to stop. Your mind will beg you for comfort. Your mind will lie to you to protect your weakness. When you're exhausted, when you're sweating, when your lungs burn, when your legs shake, your mind will say, this is enough. But you must be the voice that says, no, I'm calling the shots now. Most people sabotage themselves by stepping out of the fire too early. They want growth without the heat. They want success without the suffering. They want transformation without the pressure. But gold and silver are refined in fire, and if you pull them out too soon, you ruin them. Some of you have never discovered your power because you've never stayed in the fire long enough to see what you're made of. Your life is not going to change because you want it. It's going to change because you refuse to remain the same. There's a version of you hiding inside your potential that you haven't even met yet, and the only way to reach it is through discipline, not desire, through consistency, not convenience. Most people want luxury, but they live like amateurs. Most people want greatness, but they train like tourists. Most people want success, but they negotiate with themselves every day. If you want to separate yourself from the millions who settle, you must become the rare one who commits. You must stop giving yourself options. Stop giving yourself excuses. Stop letting your emotions dictate your execution. Because success belongs to the person who shows up when they don't feel like it. It belongs to the person who chooses effort over comfort. It belongs to the person who is willing to look in the mirror and say, I will become who I said I would become, no matter how hard it gets. And that journey starts right now, with your next decision, your next hour, your next morning. This is the life you wanted. This is the version of you you're fighting for. This is the fire that will forge you. Don't step out of it. Every person talks about discipline, but only a few ever understand what it really means. Discipline isn't the alarms you set, the goals you write, the plans you make, or the motivational videos you watch. Discipline is a war you fight with yourself when no one is watching. It's the moment you wake up tired, discouraged, drained, and your mind tells you, not today. Discipline is what answers back. Get up anyway. It's the voice that doesn't negotiate. It's the force that doesn't care how you feel. It's the part of you that refuses to bow to weakness. And here is what people don't want to admit. Most of you know exactly what you need to do. You simply don't have the mental muscle to command yourself to do it. Your life doesn't change when you gain knowledge. Your life changes when your discipline becomes stronger than your emotions. You could learn every success principle on the planet and still fail if you lack the backbone to apply it when your mood collapses. And that's why discipline feels like war, because it's the part of you that tears down every excuse you've ever used to stay average. Some people train only when they feel good. Some people show up only when conditions are perfect. Some people push themselves only when there's applause. But warriors, real warriors, understand that the days you don't want to show up are the days that define who you become. Your character isn't shaped by convenience. It's shaped by what you do when everything in you wants to quit. These are the test days. The days when your mind whispers, "Why are you even doing this?" The days when your body aches, your energy drops, your motivation disappears. The days when nobody would know the difference if you took it easy. But you would. And that's the thing. Discipline is proof to yourself that you can trust yourself. Every time you keep a promise to your goals, you reinforce your identity. Every time you break a promise, you weaken it. Think about that the next time you're alone in your room, staring at your goals, debating whether to push or procrastinate. You're not choosing between action and inaction. You're choosing the kind of person you're becoming. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they compromise. They negotiate. They allow the smallest discomfort to derail their destiny. And this is why the majority will never access the level of life they dream about. Because success requires a mentality that almost no one is willing to develop. A mentality that says, "I do what needs to be done, regardless of how I feel." You don't get stronger by avoiding difficulty. You get stronger by confronting it again and again. The pain you avoid becomes your prison. The pain you face becomes your power. The more you escape discomfort, the weaker you become. The more you embrace discomfort, the more dangerous you become. Success demands a shift, a brutal, unapologetic shift, from being emotionally led to being mission-led. When you're emotionally led, you work when it feels good. When you're mission-led, you work until it's done. When you're emotionally led, you wait for motivation. When you're mission-led, you move without it. When you're emotionally led, you quit when it gets hard. When you're mission-led, you rise because it gets hard. You must start treating discipline like oxygen, not like an option, because without discipline, nothing grows. Without discipline, potential dies. Without discipline, dreams stay trapped inside your mind. There is no greatness without sacrifice. There is no evolution without pressure. There is no transformation without discomfort. Your excuses are killing your future. Your comfort is killing your ambition. Your fear is killing your progress. It's time to stop acting like you have another life to live. This is the only shot you get. And the world will not hand you what you refuse to claim. You think your life is hard? You think your battle is unique? You think your struggle is unfair? Good. Use it. Use the pain to sharpen your discipline. Use the setbacks to fuel your resilience. Use the rejection to strengthen your focus. You are not here to be normal. You are not here to live like everyone else. You are not here to follow the rhythm of the average mind. You are here to rise, especially when you don't feel like rising. That's why discipline feels awful in the beginning. It's supposed to, because discipline is the death of your old self, the version of you that never followed through, never committed, never executed. But something happens the longer you stay in the fight. Your mind rewires, your habits upgrade, your focus becomes deadly, your self-respect skyrockets, and you become someone unstoppable, someone dangerous. That's the warrior mentality. That's the mindset that separates the doers from the dreamers. That's the mindset that builds wealth, power, and legacy. And that mindset is forged one hard day at a time, one early morning at a time, one uncomfortable decision at a time. Discipline is the birthplace of every comeback story, every transformation, every success. And if you want to reach your highest level, you must become the kind of person who follows through even when the world sleeps. Every great transformation reaches a moment, a breaking point, where you either rise into your power or collapse back into the person you used to be. And that moment, whether you realize it or not, is happening right now. This is where the average retreat, where the fearful fold, where the undisciplined negotiate, and where the weak create excuses that they call reasons. But you are not here to be average. You are not here to be weak. You are not here to give explanations for why your life stayed the same. You are here to become someone the old you would never believe. Success is not given. Success is taken by the one who refuses to stop. And the truth that most people run from is this: your future depends on what you do when you no longer feel like doing anything. Your destiny is shaped on the days when you want to quit, but you show up anyway. Your greatness grows in the hours when no one is watching. Your new life is built in silence, far from validation and applause. Because discipline is lonely. Sacrifice is lonely. Self-improvement is lonely. Transformation is lonely. You cannot rise if you need company. You cannot evolve if you need witnesses. You cannot break limits if you need support to keep going. The world celebrates the result, not the suffering. But the suffering is where warriors are built. The suffering is where confidence is born. The suffering is where discipline takes over and becomes your identity. And most people will never get there because the suffering exposes their truth. The moment discomfort arrives, they retreat, they fold, they crumble under the weight of everything they said they wanted. Not you, not anymore. You've compromised too much. You've delayed too much. You've negotiated too much with your old self, the lazy self, the emotional self, the weak self, the undisciplined self. That identity is dead now. It has to be, because the life you want cannot exist with the habits you've tolerated. If you want to see everything change, you must change everything. You must kill the version of you that keeps breaking promises. You must kill the version of you that keeps quitting. You must kill the version of you that keeps living life in almost disciplined, almost consistent, almost committed, almost successful. The world will always belong to those who finish, not those who almost finished. So here's the truth no one wants to hear. Discipline is not about feeling strong. It's about refusing to be weak. Mindset is not about feeling confident. It's about showing up when you're terrified. Success is not about talent. It's about relentless follow-through. There will always be days when you're tired, days when you're overwhelmed, days when your mind says, take it easy, days when your body says, stop, days when your emotions scream, why are you doing this? But on those days, on the days when you have every excuse to quit, that's when the warrior inside you must take the throne. Because discipline is not built on perfect days. It's built on the days that feel impossible. You must declare war on your old patterns. You must commit to the habits that your future self depends on. You must become someone who doesn't wait for conditions. Someone who creates conditions. You want to become unstoppable? Then do what unstoppable people do. They don't care about the clock. They don't care about the weather. They don't care about motivation. They don't care about who doubts them. They don't care about who left. They don't care about who supports them or who doesn't. They care about one thing only, winning the war inside their mind. Because once your mind is conquered, the world becomes effortless. Once your mind is disciplined, your habits become automatic. Once your mind is unshakable, your life becomes unstoppable. You were not put here to live an ordinary life. You were not put here to settle. You were not put here to just exist, pay bills, and die forgotten. There's a reason you feel that pull inside you, a reason you want more, a reason you want better, a reason you can't be satisfied with average. That voice inside you is not random. That's your potential begging you to stop wasting time. And if you want to honor that potential, then you must become the version of you that never stops. The version that keeps going. The version that follows through. The version that shows up even when your emotions betray you. You must become the person the world cannot ignore. The person who gets up when others stay down. The person who keeps swinging when others tap out. The person who stands tall in the fire and refuses to leave until they've transformed. Because that's who you truly are when you strip away all the excuses. A fighter, a builder, a warrior, a force, a threat. The world will not hand you greatness. But if you choose to rise every day, if you choose discipline over comfort, if you choose execution over excuses, if you choose consistency over emotion, greatness will have no choice but to bow to you. This is your time. This is your season. This is your fight. Become the version of you that you were always meant to be, the version that doesn't quit, doesn't negotiate, and doesn't break. Become unstoppable.